Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are looking at Shikigami Dance Storm. It has a power of 0, but that's a lie. It's technically a power of like 3 or 4, maybe even 5, I don't know. But has a duration of 3. So you'll get it 3 times in a match roughly. And yeah, basically what it does is it casts a huge storm in a circle. So within this huge circle, anyone hit by it will have their movement speed reduced and also their healing power reduced. So anything that would boost healing power or any normal healing power that they would have would be reduced. Not only this, but the actual people within this storm are unable to use their ninjutsus and their secret techniques. So you essentially lock them out from using any sort of attacks other than, basic attacks, ninja tools, and substitutions. Additionally, what happens is if any of the enemies that are caught within this storm, which will most likely be the entire team, if enough damage is dealt to them, whether it's by the user or their allies, then the enemy will basically explode in a huge circle of paper bombs, and it will most likely kill them just because of how much damage it does. So yeah, it's pretty strong of an ultimate. It lies to you about the power because it says 0 power, but the amount of power that it does within that extra attack is a fuck ton. It really does delete like someone's entire health bar. I don't know how much, but you can see within the demonstration for one of the NPCs, because it's kind of hard to do it in a training or practice match. But in a real match, it's much easier to pull it off and actually see it. So yeah, quite basic, very simple. No need for me to really explain anything. So I'm just going to show you the clips of it working. It can be done in the air, can be done on the ground. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, the weaknesses of this ultimate is that if someone uses a emergency exit, has Master of Medicine, or are simply not in the storm when the actual ultimate happens, then, basically they can go ahead and cure themselves or cure other people if they are a healer who has cellular extraction. If they don't have something to cure status effects with a ninjutsu, then they can't do it for the whole team. However, if they go ahead and do it for themselves, or if someone wanted to only do it for themselves, then they'll have to use Master of Medicine, and that would technically mean that only defense and healers could technically get out of the ultimate. And the ultimate stays around for quite a while, just a little bit, not too long. And as you saw in the distance over there, because they were dealing damage to each other, they all exploded in one go. But yeah, it is quite strong in a situation where everyone's fighting each other. Even in, like, for example, Ninja World Face Off, this would probably get you a lot of points just because everyone's affected by it and everyone's fighting each other. But, Ninja World Face Off only happens sometimes, so yeah, it's not often. Anyway, yeah, as I said, defense and healers are going to be your main enemy. Other than that, the other people who can technically escape this is range, because range has Kamui bond, more accurately. So yeah, they can just simply phase through the entire ultimate and then get away from the entire storm. Now, the thing is, this ultimate is so damn successful, it is basically meta, and it is basically a requirement because of how well it does within a combat battle and any game mode. Just because of how effective it is, especially when all the enemies are gathered up within a decent fighting range. And yeah, basically, even if like someone's cured, for example, someone doesn't have the effect, if they simply walk back in while the the storm is still existing, they will still get hit by it and then, have their things sealed away. So it's not just there for show, if that makes sense. And their movement speed is crawled down to literally a snail. So, they're just going to be barely able to move. You're going to be able to attack them and such, and they're just basically vulnerable and they're sitting ducks. Other than that, there truly isn't anything else that I could add on to this. Because all it is really is just as long as you damage them and you do damage while the storm is happening, that's where the huge amount of damage is going to happen. And regardless of that, if someone else uses an ultimate, like for example Water Prison Rosary Bondage from the defense, which we'll look at eventually, it's gonna be quite strong, because any sort of tick damage over time or any sort of damage in general will go ahead and add on to that secret technique extra explosive attack. So yeah, quite strong. There really truly isn't anything more for me to say, so I'm just gonna end it here. You guys can watch the rest of the gameplay, and yeah, that's the explosion that I was talking about. If enough damage is taken, then yeah, you will go ahead and make the enemy explode. So that was the range. Now we're gonna move on to defense, and yeah, so peace out, see you guys later, and see you in the next video.